Okay, so I know what you're thinking. What the hell has happened? Yeah, we have been busy. We've done quite a lot since the last part in my dream car garage build. Welcome back to another video. Before we get into things though, make sure you give this one a like. It really does help me out and it shows your appreciation. Now then, like I said, we have been busy. We've cut down the massive tree which was once over there. It was a shame, I know, but it just had to go. And we've also moved quite a few other bits and pieces around in the garden as well. So let me show you exactly what's been done. So then for starters, as I mentioned, this tree which was once there, that just had to go. It was taking up pretty much this entire space. But not only that, the roots for the tree, they spanned right across the entire garden. So I actually attempted to dig up some of the roots. They come all the way across here to there. I believe that was the furthest that I got, and that is literally halfway across the entire garden. But it didn't even stop there, like it still carried on going. So I think like the entire lawn has to be lifted, you know, dug up just to get rid of the roots for all of the trees in the garden. I believe there's like 4 or 5 trees in total, but there was also once a shed just there on the dirt that's now moved to here on that concrete slab. I think it's a lot better there. Got the barbecue there, got a little tool shed there. It's just got the chainsaw and lawnmower in, all that good stuff. Now a few of you may be thinking, I wonder how old this tree is. Now we can actually check by counting the rings, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Now then, speaking of rings, this video is sponsored by Gentle Bands. Now Gentle Bands is a reimagined men's ring company that pays close attention to the craftsmanship in every single band. Now Gentle Bands have been kind enough to send me my own personal ring, so let's go ahead and check this out. So here we are then. This is the box that the ring itself comes in. I'll slide the sleeve off, open up the box. Right away we can see a certificate of craftsmanship with the registration number, who it was crafted by, and the date of creation. So that's a very nice touch. And of course we have the ring itself, which you can definitely tell that this is of the highest quality, because this certainly does have a good weight to it. You can usually tell if something is well made by how heavy it is. This thing really is quite heavy. If you're wondering what material it's made out of, this is made out of tungsten and rose gold. Tungsten carbide, of course, being one of the strongest metals on the planet. So I can't see this thing breaking anytime soon. Of course, the rose gold is around the center of the band, but it is also highlighted around the outside as well. Now, a cool feature about this ring is that it has the material tungsten carbide engraved on the inside there. Now, Gentle Bands are offering at the moment an engraving of your choice free of charge. Now then, if you guys want to check out Gentle Bands, maybe you want to treat yourself to a new ring, or maybe you have a wedding coming up, there will be a link down in the description box below for that. Now at the moment as well, you guys can save 25% by using code GEORGE25, so don't miss out on that. And once again, I want to say a massive thanks to Gentle Bands for sponsoring this video and supporting the channel. But now let's get back to the garage build. So after counting all of the rings, it's around 35 years old. You will of course notice that the caravan that was once there is now here. Don't worry, we're not planning on keeping this. Once the old garage goes, we'll then get rid of this somehow. Whether or not we'll sell it or scrap it, I really don't know, but to be honest, it's actually not in bad condition. So, you know, somebody Somebody should buy it anyway, but yeah, it can't be gone until that old existing garage is gone, so we'll worry about that later. So this is the area that the caravan occupied. As you can see, that's just full of rocks and concrete and whatever else. Now I'm essentially just going to be crushing all that up and using it for hardcore. I feel like we're gonna have a lot of big holes to fill in. Number one, of course, the well, it was once a pond, but I think once we remove all of the tree stumps, they're gonna give us some pretty big holes as well. You'll notice there was once a shed there as well. Yeah, that is now in that pile just there. I burnt that with a whole bunch of other things as well, pretty much all of the greenery, all of these small sticks and branches that I didn't need. That all got burnt in the fire pit, and a pit that was once a pond is actually a perfect spot to have a fire, so it's actually been very handy to have that just there. Yeah, I've got rid of a bunch of stuff in that fire pit just there. You'll notice we have the greenhouse. That won't be staying long term, but I have left it where it is for now. It's not really in the way, but I think when it comes to leveling out the entire garden, that more than likely will need to go. So I think next then, before I can begin leveling off the garden, is to just get rid of any other shrubs. So these bush type things, these can all go. I'll just burn them up in that pit down there. All of these smaller plants as well, they can all go and be burnt. All of the plants that I want to keep, I have already done so. I gave a bunch to my parents, and then we have a bunch in pots. You know, obviously we can't keep everything. We will buy new plants when it comes to, you know, doing the garden after the garage has been built. But yeah, there's been so many that obviously we can't keep everything. Here's just a few of the plants that we have decided to keep. A few more here as well. Again, it's impossible to try and keep every plant, but these are just some that we plan to put back into the new garden. Okay, so another thing that you guys are probably wondering the most, that is, do I have planning permission now for the garage that I'm planning on building down the bottom of the garden there? And the answer is no, I don't have planning permission. Did make it pretty clear in my previous video, I believe, that if planning permission doesn't get accepted, then I'll just be building something within permitted development. So it'll more than likely have to be less tall, and it'll have to be smaller in square meterage as well. But it is what it is. Like, I'm not just going to move house because I can't build the garage that I want, although I don't really see it being an issue. I'm planning on building the garage around 7 meters by 7 meters with a ceiling height of around 4 meters, but of course we'll have to see when it gets to that point. I probably will put in planning within the next couple of months. I know it does take months to come through, but I do have like a lot of work before we even get to that point. For example, the entire garden needs to be leveled. You may be wondering, like, why am I bothering leveling the entire garden? I want to do that because I'm going to be replacing all of the fence panels all round, and I want them to be all nice and level. It's a little bit of my OCD, you could say. But yeah, I want all them to be nice, new, matching and level. I want the garden to be level. I want the grass, the lawn area to be, you know, nice and uniform. And then of course we are going to have to build some kind of driveway down to the bottom of the garden, and then sort of going round across the bottom of the garden as well, to where some foundations, you know, a big concrete slab will go for the garage itself. But yeah, a lot of work to be done. I'm planning on doing as much as possible myself. I'm thinking when it comes to doing the leveling, I think I'll hire like an excavator and a dumper truck. I may be, you know, being a bit too ambitious and thinking I can do it myself, but I'll give it a go. Yeah, so they're going to be a few £100s to hire those out for a week or so. But yeah, I'm thinking by the time I've actually dug up all of the roots, the you know, the stumps for all of the trees that were taken out, I think there'll be a lot of you know, a lot of deep holes, and I think any extra earth that we have will literally just be going into filling those holes. So yeah, that's how we're looking at the moment. Like I said, still just have a few shrubs and things to cut down, so I guess we'll get on with that, and then we'll see how we're looking.
Was it the voice? Was it the fire burning in me? All of the noise turned into choirs of harmony. Left me with the pieces of forever that you broke. But since you left me alone, I've been high.
This is what's left. Next to nothing. So, as you can see, the garden is now pretty much completely cleared. Got rid of all the shrubs down that side. Apart from that one, I'm thinking of digging that up and relocating it somewhere, maybe up the top of the garden, I don't know. All this side now nice and clear. When we get the entire garden leveled, obviously all the roots they've got to come out, but this side will predominantly be a driveway, so it's got to be virtually flat. But yeah, I think we're looking good. I have a big, nice, open space. Still have quite a bit of work to do before we can actually get to the garage part of things, but it's all part of the process. I wasn't left with a blank canvas when we moved in here. This was a bit of a jungle. It was nice, it was a nice jungle, but yeah, a bit too much for what we require. But yeah, next job will be to get all these tree stumps dug out. That mahoosive one there. And then get the entire garden landscape leveled to a degree. Get all the fencing replaced, so that's all nice and level. Now of course we can look at constructing a driveway. I'll more than likely, once the driveway gets done, more than likely then have to get rid of the garage and that caravan, and then of course the driveway will extend down here to foundations for the garage. Just imagine in a few months to a year possibly, a nice shiny new garage sitting there with maybe a couple of spaces to store cars, car washing area. I don't know yet. Of course we will possibly have to change things as we go, but hopefully you guys can now see, you know, with a clearer view, my vision for this space. I think it was pretty hard to see, you know, in the beginning, but now you can see we have a big open space. Hopefully you can see a little bit clearer, and you can probably also see how much bigger the garden now looks with so much less stuff in it. Yeah, it's hard to tell exactly how big it is, but yeah, it's a fair old length and width for that matter, and it's going to be a nice space to work with. And now back to my current garage, which I'm quite clearly not a fit for. If I stand anywhere else apart from where I'm currently standing, my head will hit the ceiling. Ow. Ow. Yeah, you can see why I need new garage, can't you? Hopefully you all have enjoyed this video. Like I said, still a lot of work ahead of us, but I am trying to document everything for any of you that potentially are wanting to do this yourself. Maybe you want to see how much work is actually involved, or maybe you don't really care. Maybe you don't want to see all this, you know, each step-by-step nonsense. Maybe you just want to see, you know, the finished product. I don't know. Be brutally honest. Let me know down in the comment section below what you actually want to see in these garage build videos. I want to thank you all for watching. As always, please give it a like, leave a comment down below, subscribe if you have not already done so, and I'll see you all in that next one.